Guys, so today I want to talk about reacting to external triggers. So I even find myself sometimes reacting to things that would make me come out of my happy standard demeanor. So let's say I'm all happy, I just took a shower, cleansed my energy, and then my spouse starts to rush me, and I'm like, hey, what are you rushing for? Relax, we're not in a rush. And he just keeps on, come on, hurry, gonna be late. And I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be late. There's 20 minutes. The place is 2 minutes away where you're leaving now. We're not gonna be late. Please stop rushing me. And I stayed patient for a long time, but after a while, after enough of this non-stop triggering, I break down. And it doesn't always happen, but sometimes, and only with this one person, I've successfully been able to not react to everyone except my spouse and daughter. They're the only two that I still get triggered by. And so I wanted to make a video about this because this is something that I'm still dealing with too. I'm able to stay calm for the most part for a pretty long time until I just break. And then the moment that I come out of character, I instantly catch it. And I'm like, oh, I did it, dang, And then I have to get out of my head and be like, okay, there's no reason to be reacting like this. This is their, stress. You need to not let it grab onto you. You need to let go of it. You don't need to be stressing out. You were fine a second ago. Get back to that. Do not let it take over, right? So I wanted to make a quick video about it. And I just thought about what I was going to say. I kind of wrote up a whole thing here. So basically, not reacting to external triggers like spouse, family, and friends who rush you or trigger you to react with stress. Right? That's what this video is going to be about. So to manage emotional triggers and respond instead of reacting, we can follow these biblical principles. And so I made a little list of them. One is recognize your own emotions. Recognize and own your emotions, as well as recognizing your own emotions versus those that are projected onto you by others. So differentiating what emotions are actually yours and what thoughts are coming from you, and being able to differentiate what thoughts are in your head because someone projected them onto you. So many people aren't aware that thoughts are energy, frequency that travel from one to another. Imagine that in your head there's this invisible antenna. It's actually here in the pineal gland. And when you think something, your thoughts are being transmitted out, around, and all around you. They're being sent out. Right now I'm sitting in a parking lot. My thoughts are going out, being sent out to everyone around me. Now, I would tell you probably 99% of the people in this parking lot, maybe even 100% besides myself, likely aren't aware of this. And they're unaware of the fact that thoughts travel from person to person. Many people don't know this yet. It's not talked about. This is information that's very important that is not discussed. Okay, no one really knows it. People know if they look into it, but like I said, most of society doesn't know this. So once you learn that thoughts are actually energy that gets sent from person to person, you'll start to notice that you may feel other people's emotions. Okay, let me just read from the top what I wrote here. So acknowledge your feelings and understand their roots. Psalm 139, verse 23 to 24 invites self-examination through prayer. As empaths, we must also learn to differentiate between our own thoughts and emotions and feelings and those of others, which can be projected onto us. Example, you walk into a room and feel an overwhelming anxiety and a feeling of not being wanted in the room. You walked in that room happy and fine, you're happy to go there, but the moment you entered, even if you didn't make eye contact with someone, and you feel this overwhelming anxiety, this feeling like you're not wanted there, that's exactly the kind of way you might sense another person's thoughts and emotions projecting onto you. Maybe someone in that room really doesn't like you and is upset you're there, and that's why you'd feel that. So if you've ever been around people who dislike you and you felt that way walking in the room, that's the reason. And I know this very well firsthand because I deal with it every day. Another example, you start to suddenly worry for no reason and spiral into these fearful thoughts about what if this, what if that. Those fearful thoughts and anxieties are commonly caused by external influences. When you find yourself managing these kinds of negative emotions, learn to differentiate between your own thoughts and those that are being projected or sent your way. When you notice yourself under this influence, you can immediately rebuke the thought. Literally speak aloud, God, rebuke this thought from my mind. Replace it with loving, high vibrational thoughts that will empower me and help me fulfill my mission on earth to help others. Or say whatever you'd like to say. Just make sure to ask God to rebuke that thought. You can pause and pray. Take a moment to pause and seek God's peace. Philippians 4:6-7 encourages prayer as a way to present your request to God. By stopping to breathe before responding, and even pray sometimes, like in the moment, you can just stop and pray to God, like before you answer someone who's stressing you out. That will probably make them angry, but you can do it if you need to. But just simply stopping and breathing before you respond, right? By stopping to breathe before responding, we can bypass the mind's autopilot programming since childhood, which is triggered by stress. We can then have the power to really decide how we feel about the situation for a moment and have a better handle on our response. People who don't take a moment to pause before replying usually end up repeating old programming, and they end up saying mean things that others have said to them in their past, and just repeating things that have happened to them that people have said to them, which they don't actually mean, and then they feel guilty after. Some people, not all. By taking a moment to pause and breathe, the breath, by the way, the breath is the container which divine energies can flow through you. So you're breathing in divine energies and giving yourself a chance to reply the way God would want you to. Responding with love and patience. Practice love and patience in your responses. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4-5 shows how to embody these virtues. By showing love to all, even those who are operating under demonic influences or low vibrational negative people, we can be the change we want to see in the world. Every time someone is kind and projects love outward, it spreads and causes another to do a kind thing, and so on and so on and so forth, like a domino effect or the butterfly effect. One kind act can spur many more in ways and people you never expected. Being a pillar of light and love anchors in that energy in your environment and your community, which acts as a sort of a lighthouse, attracting others to your light, showing the way, teaching others that love is the answer. Trusting God's plan. Remember that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 offers comfort in knowing that we are not slaves to our feelings. Know that God has a plan for you, and that all your trials and tribulations were purposely put in your life to force you to grow. It is imperative we learn to overcome the victim mindset and heal from the wounds, physical, emotional, and spiritual wounds. These hard times we've been through force us to grow and become the strong men and women we are becoming today. When you realize God is really by your side and you're destined for more than you ever imagined, by having faith in the fact that you're always supported by your invisible team of guardian angels, ancestors, God, right, archangels, like there's a multitude of beings around you watching over you, protecting you, making sure things go the way you need to, putting thoughts in people's minds to make them realize their actions were wrong, helping people become loving instead of hateful. By having faith in the fact that you're always supported, you allow God to create miracles in your life. And my last tip is stay grounded. Use grounding techniques to bring you back to the present moment. This helps calm your nervous system and stop the spiral. Grounding techniques can simply be things like somatic exercises, like name something you feel right now, and taste and see, hear, and smell. Just stopping and taking that moment to ground your senses could help you, right? You could even try walking barefoot outside, actually grounding your body, touching a plant, touching a tree, touching soil, lying or standing on a grounding mat, using crystals to ground your body's energy or clear negative energy with selenite. Quartz crystal amplifies. Selenite can clear your energy. There are many different crystals you can use to help clear your energy. Let me think what else. Sound healing, like chimes, bells, singing bowls, tuning forks, even dancing, right? Laughing. Anything you do to intentionally bring yourself back to the present moment, forget negative emotions, and cleanse the body of negative energies that you may have picked up off others. Those are grounding, right? So grounding is bring yourself back to the present moment and erasing all that negativity, all the yucky feelings. So dancing, smiling, right? Laughing, like that will make you feel good, feel happy. You're back in that present moment. You're not thinking about the negativity. So by applying these principles, we can learn to manage emotional triggers in a healthy, Christ-centered way, allowing you to respond in faith and love rather than fear and despair. Remember, this healing journey is not for the weak of heart. If you're working to live by Christ's principles and operate from a place of love and light, you are a chosen one. I believe in you. I have faith in you and your purpose. I love you and I have so much faith in you. So stay grounded, stay loving, and have a great day.